Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Eunice, and in today's video I'll be doing a draw with me style video. So I'm going to be doing a character design exercise. I thought I would possibly create 3 characters based on a sketch that I did earlier, but I want to keep the poses the same, exactly the same. And I'll probably be using the under sketch for the other 2 characters, and see how I can transform the characters so that they look different from one another. I'm so used to painting from references, drawing from references, so I thought this would be a good idea to exercise my creative skill and push the boundaries of drawing from what I see. So my first character here is Ember. She's like my favorite character to draw at the moment. I love drawing. I love coming up with ideas for her style, for the kind of person she is, and yeah, she is definitely my go-to character to draw. And I'll also be attempting to draw a sister. They will have very similar features because they are siblings, obviously, but they are step siblings. So a sister is actually half elf. That's what I'm taking. That's the direction I'm taking. So we'll just go with that. So a sister who is half elf. I thought that will actually make their characters look visually different. And yeah, I'll be also be thinking of things that I can do to make them look different, even though they probably will have similar features. So I decided that I can keep their noses the same, have similar noses. Obviously they'll have different hairstyles because they are different persons and different personalities. But I also thought that maybe for a sister, she can have like rounder eyes. So Ember's eyes are more of the almond shape, but I thought it might be a good idea to give a sister a round eye and keep almost everything the same. So full lips, although the lip, yeah, I was experimenting with maybe giving the sister a smaller lower lip than the top lip, just to see how that will look, just for variety as well and interest, because that can add some interest to the character since it's not like a common trait in people to have. So I thought that since she's also younger than Ember, I can also give her a rounder face. And obviously I've just drawn the elf ears, and the last stage for this would just be to decide on the hairstyle. I've had some experimentation for a hairstyle, and like Amber, it's kind of tricky to decide which hairstyle to go for my character here. So I just played around with some hairstyles before I decided on the one that I gave her, which is just a nice poof. And also she has vitiligo, so some of those hairs will be white, and I had to come up with a way to show that in this drawing. It didn't show up that much in a drawing, but if I render it, it will definitely be more obvious. So I think at this stage I'm pretty satisfied with how the character looks. I'm just adding the shadows and depth to it so that it has a little bit more volume to the drawing. And I think there is a big distinction and there's a big tail between these characters, and I believe that they definitely look different from one another, which is the ultimate goal. Even though they are siblings, they still have to look different, and I think I achieved that. So I'm pretty pleased with the result. And for my next character, I decided that maybe I should try and draw a male because as a lot of you probably know now, I love drawing females. I love drawing female characters. But if I want to create like a story, like a comic, I'll have to get used to drawing men eventually. So you will notice that in this process, drawing the guy was actually the most difficult and the most time consuming, which makes sense because I don't draw men that often and I'm drawing from my imagination. I'm not really using a reference, which is probably not the best idea considering I don't draw men that often. But I think the result was decent. So for this character, I thought maybe I would draw their uncle, and yeah, their uncle might not be maybe he's not a good guy necessarily. So I'm not trying to draw someone that looks innocent like the two girls. So I don't know if I achieved that, and I don't know what I was trying to achieve with the character, but I just thought that I would try something just visually and see what it looks. It might end up being a different character completely, or it might lead to something else. I'm still trying to decide what to do with this character, but as you can see, it was a big struggle for me to get this character done. And while I was drawing, I was thinking of ideas. What should I do with the hair? What kind of eye shape should it have? There was no direction at all compared to the other two, so it was a bit of a mess, to be honest. The process was not structured well, and my advice for you guys would be, if you want to draw a character, speak out their features first. What do you want them to look like before you go straight into the drawing, so that it doesn't take long for you to get the drawings done. So like for the other two girls, I already knew that, okay, one of them will have almond eyes, one of them will have round eyes. I even noted that I wanted Ash, which is Amber's sister, to have like really thick eyebrow, really round nose. So the only thing that was I couldn't decide was the hairstyle, but I knew that she would have I already knew that she would have like a form of poof on her hair anyways. So like the decisions I had to make on the spot were not comparable to the last sketch, and the fact that I don't draw men that much also added to the difficulty of the process. But I think at the end of the day it still turned out okay, and yeah, I ended up deciding to do like dreadlocks, like a very long dreadlocks for this character, and that was a mess but I managed to make it work, and that is what you can see here. Let me know if you guys like drawing men or women, or which one you prefer to draw. Let me know down in the comments section below, because I know some people prefer to draw men, even though majority prefer to draw women. I know that a lot of people still prefer to draw men. Unfortunately, I'm not in that category. I just feel like men can be a bit boring and there isn't much details to work around with. But I think men can actually have interesting characters. You can work with the beard, you can work with the hair, and that's one of the things I'm learning from with this. So maybe drawing characters, male characters, will actually be more fun than drawing from references. So it's definitely something I'm willing to explore in my future drawings and practice. But I think this one was not too bad, but I feel like a lot of things were wrong with it at the same time, and I was struggling a lot. I was struggling with the lips, I was struggling with how to represent different features, but I can't really say that I hate the drawing so much. And the dreadlocks was a lot. It was a struggle for me as well. And now that the character is done, I just thought that maybe I would add like thicker lines to add depth to the character. Then I also went back to the other two characters and worked on them a little bit. And that was the process. That was the entire process. My drawing session here just took me about an hour to finish, I guess. An hour or so to finish. And it was good. It was a good practice session. It didn't take a lot of time because I had that base that I could work with. So that really helped speed up the process, and I plan on working on more characters the same way. And I think this is actually a great way of visually making characters look different visually, because sometimes you can think that you are creating a new character just by the hair and the color, but I think just by the colors and everything, like some things like that. But I think this kind of study and practice will actually help with same face syndrome if you're struggling with something like that. So my advice today, if you're struggling with same face strings, if you're struggling with, this is so hard for me to say, if you're struggling with same face syndrome, give this exercise a try, and I think it's actually beneficial to your character design development skill, whatever. Anyways, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and follow my channel, and see you next time. Bye.
I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it.